Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker. Today, we're diving into something I feel is quite fascinating, all right, that affects more of us than we actually realize. Have you ever noticed that a lot of people complain about their new city that they're living in? They say, oh my God, it's boring. There's nothing to do. The food isn't the same. Even though they chose to leave their old city because of issues such as, let's say, crime or cost of living. It's a classic paradox. We ditch the big city bustle, the constant noise, the high rents, the fast pace for a quieter, safer, and more affordable life. We choose change and then we complain that it's changed. For example, a lot of New Yorkers I know, they say they are tired of New York. They pack up, they head south or west, and a few have actually left the country. And some of these places are like places like North Carolina, right? They're escaping the high crime rates, the jungle, the subways, etc. But then after they're there, sometimes not for too long, sometimes after about a month, sometimes a year, but very shortly, very quickly, especially those that did not do their research before moving, you'll hear them say something like, oh my God, there's no good deli out here. The nightlife is non-existent. It's so slow. How come there's no 24-hour laundromat or 24-hour this, that, and the third? There's no transportation. It's like they want to leave the problems of New York behind, but take the essence of New York with them and transplant it into a completely different cultural soil. And when it doesn't grow, well, disappointment sets in. It's almost as if we crave the safety and calm, but deeply miss the very friction and energy that those problem cities provided. We want the benefit without the cost. And when the cost is removed, some of the benefits go too, and that's what people don't realize. This doesn't just happen to New Yorkers, of course. It happens everywhere. Even people who move to New York, their complaint is the opposite. See, people move from culturally, particularly those from culturally rich areas, urban centers, to quieter suburbs or smaller towns, seeking a better life for their kids, lower stress, a change of pace. But then sometimes they realize that lower stress means fewer late night options. Okay, and things don't come as fast or as immediate as they used to. For example, I gave you guys, when I was doing the house flips in Georgia, I had to wait 3 weeks for one of the guys, the inspectors, to come back from his vacation. I wouldn't have to do that in New York because there's more than one inspector. So when one goes on vacation, there's another one. But when you're in a small city like Riverdale, that's what happens. Your project is halted and you have to wait. In New York, there's no such thing. All right. So it takes a special kind of person. You got to be open-minded, if you will, to embrace what's new rather than actually comparing it to what you left behind. And listen, you know what? Immigrants do the same thing too, because my mother is Jamaican, and that side of, the whole side of the family where she is, they're all Jamaican. And they come here, they think that the roads are paved in gold for some reason. I don't know why. And then they come here and they see it's asphalt. And they're like, whoa. And then don't let winter hit. Oh my God. Don't let there be a drop of snow. My cousin, I remember when she turned the heat on It was 60 degrees. She said it was too hot. I mean, sorry, she said it was too cold. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? But see, the weather in Jamaica is a lot warmer, and that's what she was used to. So when it came down to 60 degrees, she was like, oh no, we got to put boots on. All right, but that's another story. That's another story. Anyway, I say all of this to say that, you know what? This is what leads me to the Tito Jackson situation. We could take a page out of his book, if you will, because he actually embodies what is called adapting and giving back to the new community. That's right. After decades of being in the spotlight, before he died, of course, he eventually did find a quieter life settling in Oklahoma, Claremont, Oklahoma, to be more precise. It's a lot smaller than LA and Las Vegas, which is where the other homes were located. He loved to fish and he loved to fix cars. If you watch the Jackson 5 cartoon, you know that from way, 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 way back. That's the type of person he was. And so when he moved there, he fully embraced it, this new type of life, even though he was still touring for a short period, right? And then later on, disaster struck. That particular Claremont had a tornado that tore through the city, all right? So a lot of people in that area, they had a hard time picking themselves up, turning themselves back around. Well, instead of complaining about this, what did he do? He did something a little bit different. He, realizing that this town or this small city was going through some hardship, he wanted to do something that would bring the people together to celebrate and to heal. So he co-founded something called Tunes and Spoons. It's a festival that they just started this year, and it's set for them to keep it going for the next 5 years, I understand. So what it is they have a chili cook-off. They have all of the businesses, different restaurants and what have you, set up for the fair. He's invited special celebrities to come and sing and perform at the particular fair festival as well. Okay. So, I think that I know that this is something other people can do, because I myself have volunteered. Now, is it something that's easy? No, I will not say that it's going to be easy. It will take probably at least a year or longer, especially if you are new to the area. But things are a lot easier now than, let's say, back then. You have meetup groups. You can find out how it's important to find out how your city is run. Like, is there a city council? And if there is, who is in it? Or, some people have like townships or whatever. Find out what the name of it is, who's on it, if you can join, and how you can join. Right? Because what I know you're going to definitely need, because I have some experience with certain people that do this type of stuff, you're going to need permits. Typically, here we get it from the mayor's office. Again, because each city, state, everything is run differently, I can't really say if that's the same way it will be over there. But you need the permits from the mayor's office or some political office. And you may also need some sort of permit from the police department. You have to let them know so that this way they are aware that, hey, this is what's coming, this is what's going on, there's going to be a huge crowd, we need people to help regulate the crowd. Okay, so those are the essential things that you're going to need. Now, of course, you're going to need volunteers, right? You will get support from politicians, and you will get support from businesses. I know you're thinking to yourself, well, how do you know? Because festivals generate a lot of money for cities. Okay. And one of the people who get paid are the politicians. The next set of people who get paid are businesses, such as hotels, such as restaurants, correct? That's what is out there. Now, you don't have to have big name musical groups like the ones Tito Jackson is going to, bring forth. I mean, after all, his family, the Jacksons, are the family of music, as far as I'm concerned, right? But you can invite local musicians. You could even have sort of like a talent search where you invite local musicians to play against each other or compete with one another. You can get grants to help you. Let's say you can take a portion of that grant money and make that a grand prize for those local bands or for those local singers, for those cooks who are going to be in the cook-off, for those artists who want to display their work, or for, costume designers, hat designers. You could have all kinds of contests, competitions that will definitely generate money. It'll attract people to the festival, and it'll generate money for the city. And if your city happens, like in this particular case, go through some sort of natural disaster like a tornado. I know North Carolina has a tendency to get hurricanes, right? And they have a tendency to need money to rebuild their infrastructure every time something happens. Yet, yes, they have festivals, but they don't have as much as, let's say, New York or other places. And their festivals do generate money now, but they don't generate as much as the festivals in New York. Truth be told. Okay. So, yes, I think that, again, this is a page out of his book that we should take, look, learn, particularly those of you who are in places where you feel like this is boring and you're bored to death. Okay. Once you get yourself involved in making connections and meeting the right people and getting things organized like this, I don't think you'll be bored. I think many of you also, I believe you need to learn to enjoy the journey, if you will, learn to enjoy the transition from where you are now and from where the city that you're living in is now to where it will be later. And listen, neighborhoods change. Things don't stay the same. Where I'm at now, 25 years ago, it was completely different. A lot of the businesses, they're not the same. We have different businesses here. We have different residential buildings here. We have different activities here that did not exist before. So patience is a virtue that you are going to have to learn to develop. And even if you don't learn it, it's going to be forced upon you anyway. No matter where you live, a lot of times you're giving up something to get something else, but then when you get that other thing, sometimes you lose something else that you love. So that's why I say always do your research before you move. And then once you move, whatever you're missing, listen, there are ways in which you can bring a little bit of your home to this new place and share it so that other people will enjoy. Okay? Don't complain about it. Be about it. Do something. Change something. And that's basically the lesson that I see that I wanted to share. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more insights, and hit that notification bell so don't miss the next upload. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.